Hello, this is the Lego Batman movie Harley Quinn Cannonball Attack set. Comes with one very large, oversized, kind of classic style truck and a couple of very small, very basic structure builds. But possibly the highlight of the set is its selection of minifigs. This truck build is pretty good. It's very comically styled, but that's the intent. I feel like they got a nice suggestion of realism with the shaping of the cab and front section of it. I really like the use of the kind of pantograph piece for the grille in gunmetal gray. I always like the gunmetal gray stuff. I don't like the fact that they went with the wheels fully outside of the fenders. I feel like this actually could have been a very nice looking truck if they had pulled those in and tried to be a little bit more realistic with it, but that just wasn't their intent in this case. So be it. Also, the piece used for the front of the hood fits in there very nicely, and surprisingly, this is designed to allow you to open that up, see the engine in there. That's really nice. A very generous engine compartment. They've got a couple of collectors that are just pointing straight up into the air. That works out pretty well. This set does have a fair number of stickers in it, but I feel like that's pretty important to get some of the decorations for the whole Harley Quinn thing, especially on the cannon. I like the fact that it has these also. You know, it's got exhaust here, but then it has the tall stack, so it's just really going crazy with the exhaust. And these universal joint pieces, the cup pieces, make for nice tips. You can move the megaphones up and down. You can also turn them in and out. We've got kind of lights here to light this up, to give it, you know, some extra spectacle. You can also angle those around a little bit. These are printed dish pieces on either side, and this can rotate around pretty much. So you just elevate it up. There we go. You can rotate it all the way around, so both sides have those. And then all of this here is just sticker, you know, large sticker over the top of that half cylinder piece. Large sticker here, same thing underneath. And this is a working minifig cannon, a very excellent working minifig cannon. You stick your minifig into the end here. You don't put them all the way down into the barrel. And there are just some studs there where you can connect it. Got the little fuse back here. That's pretty cool. But you just push on this comically round and red button, and it's just going to push an axle straight through. You can just see it peeking through. Just right there, that red one. You just push that. It's going to work against the clutch power of the minifig's feet against the base in there, and it shoots right off. It works surprisingly well, much better than I expected. Even works with a figure with the old style of cape here, so you don't have to worry about getting that crinkled up. You can angle it however you want. Just, I think it's best to hold on to this with two hands to make sure it goes exactly where and how you want it to go, and it's just really consistent. It's a very good play feature, and you know, you can kind of retract this down for transportation. It doesn't retract away too far, but you know, it makes it just a little bit lower profile and looks like it's intended to be kind of stowed away a bit. These things, I don't know, they always, for me, just handling this, they always tend to come back to the center and come down like that. So that's no big deal, but yeah, this works well. You can make it shoot straight up and stuff. That's pretty good. It has the doors on the sides, tall ones, you know, the double high doors. It's a shame that with such a big truck and with these doors, which are some of the or one of the few legitimate ways within normal Lego techniques to get two figures side by side in a 6-wide cab, they don't allow two figures into this 6-wide cab. There's only space for a single one. They do have a proper seat in there, but and also just a steering wheel. Of course, you can take the roof off as usual, but yeah, just one figure is held in there. Additional sticker here on the back, just a bumper sticker, and this does have a hitch that'll allow you to connect the cannon trailer from the Batwing set from earlier, from the previous releases. I no longer still have that to show it to you, but I mean, it's pretty obvious. You just plug it in and go. Another thing I like about this truck is just how obvious they made the flatbed conversion style of it. You know, I can easily just leave all of this cannon mechanism off and it'll look like something different, you know, something that's just a pretty heavy duty conversion of a pickup. I still don't like especially the front tires sticking out there, but at the very least, if you want to customize this, make it look a little bit more believable, more realistic, it's a really great start. It gives you great parts to begin that journey. These two structure builds are very meh, but it's important to keep the context in mind. This is intended to just give younger kids a good starting point for structure play. You know, Lego doesn't make a lot of structures. They make a lot more vehicles and aircraft. So this just gives them something, some places where they can pose figures. And, you know, the stuff is large enough where you can hide figures behind. You can have them flying over and, you know, looking down and, you know, taking cover and stuff. So this will actually work for play. And for the size of each, I think they look pretty good. The strangest thing here, though, to me is just this door with the balcony, because there's no space to stand behind that. If they even had just a couple of studs sticking out behind that, it would have made a lot more sense, would have been a lot more useful. You do need the space for the balcony for figures to actually stand there, but just the other side is just missing something. Of course, you can just bring these things together. That looks, you know, not too bad. Got the little ATM there with a slightly different than usual build for the security camera that's right on top of the thing. They use a sticker in there for the face of the ATM. You get a couple of garbage cans because everything's supposed to be, you know, dirty and, you know, just have garbage around. So there's a rat there. It's a nice big old sticker on the side. Actually gives it some nice texture and helps prevent it from looking too plain. But, you know, this is what it is. There's not a whole lot to be said about this. So let's talk about figures then. This is the Daredevil kind of human cannonball version of Harley Quinn with her specialized helmet piece there. Yeah, this is a pretty good looking one. A really good cloth piece. I am not mad about the fact that they went with the thinner style, the older style of more crinkly cape here. I already showed you that this still will work perfectly fine with the action feature without having to worry about crinkling it up. You are not going to be able to sit her in the truck as a driver. That's the only bad thing about it, without taking that cape off, unless you want to really mess it up. But it looks really good, and I think it was the correct choice to go with that material. The print looks really good as well. It does kind of bleed through from the back, but I'm not really mad at that. If anything, I would like to see more of that so you could see the full print from both sides. She has a pretty good print on the back of the torso there. It's too bad the halves don't entirely register correctly. You know, they're just slightly offset, but that'll vary from one to the next. But I really like this alternate face. Very, very expressive, and the goggles look great. It really just brings across the feeling that she has actual tinted goggles on. You know, it doesn't look like it's just painted. That red color doesn't look like it's just painted in there. It really looks like there's a transparent element there. So that's really well done. And part of the way I believe they got that done, looking at it, is that they put the black down first and they put the red over it. So the eyes and the eyebrows are actually just slightly tinted with that red too. Here's a fully exclusive character, Crazy Quilt. This will probably be one of the more collectible, obscure character figures. Uses the red coloration of what was that originally, I think, the Rock Raiders and later Power Miners helmet piece. And just a pretty good print. You see just a little bit of the alternate face at the base of that helmet there, but it's good that he does have two full faces. Yes, indeed. This one's more interesting to me. Again, very expressive. I appreciate the extra lines though in the cheeks. Both of these faces look good to me. And there's just a little bit more print to be seen at the top of the torso, on the front and the back. This is Gentleman Ghost, and barely being able to see him is canonical because he's a ghost. But you probably want to see him anyway, so here we go. It's an interesting looking figure, even outside of the context of the theme and, you know, the canonical background of it. It looks striking to get an official figure like this with so little print, so little color. It just has the single metallic print on the front there, and he's got the spectacle printed onto the clear headpiece. So that's really interesting. Got the hand upside down completely intentionally. It allows you to hold the cane more vertically like that. If you don't want to do it that way, you don't have to. there's nothing wrong with it. It's yeah, just an interesting figure. There's so little to it, but as long as they don't do things like this too frequently, you know, it really stands out. Looks like something special to me. Looks like something that should be displayed, something to be proud of for some reason. Kind of like when you get or put together just single color figures. But yeah, a simple one, but it works pretty well. I'm also glad that they did the torso without any print across the neck there, so you don't see that black band that's typically in there. You know, it just doesn't ruin the look that way. No print on the back of this torso. Doesn't need it. Finally, here's Batgirl with the Phantom Zone projector. Funny little build, but works very well in the hand of a figure. And this is a fully featured Batgirl with really nothing missing. She's got the print on the sides of her arms. She's got the print on the sides of her dual molded legs. And she's got the accessories done up all right. The head with two different faces. She's got the shiny cape. Has a little bit of glistening kind of gold finish to one side of it. And she's got the ponytail off the back. There's print on the back of the torso that you normally will never see. And there's her alternate face with a little bit of a feeling of struggle. And that comes through pretty well through the mask as well. So this is an okay set to me. I stand by my initial expectation that the figures would be the most interesting things here to a lot of folks. The truck itself is designed for play pretty well. The cannon works much better than expected. It's a proper play feature that is not at all frustrating. It works as you want it to. It's a little bit of a shame that you can't easily put more figures on the truck. I think a lot of kids would want to load this up with more riders. You have a couple of studs on either side of the hood, or you can sit some figures there at least, but it would be nice to have like a bar or something on either side just to hold figures with a hand. I think that would help out a lot. The structures, like I already mentioned, are, you know, minimal. They're okay. They kind of help you to do something, but not a lot. So really, this is a set to me that has most of its value in the figures. There's play value in the main build, fortunately, but it could have been better. And then the side builds are just so-so. That's all I've got for you. So I guess I'll just move on to the next review. I have many more sets to get to, so I will continue working, and I'll talk to you again soon.